Hello everybody, King Nelly Reviews here, and today we're going to be talking some Eden Zero. Now, this is going to be more of a recap kind of video, so I'll be going over things I think people might have missed or might have forgotten that they probably need to know for the next arc. So, Mashma set up a lot of different parties, and they're doing a lot of different things, and the setting that's taking place in is a bit complex. So, this is some details you might have missed that could end up making you a bit confused while reading the future art. So I'll be help breaking it down so you won't have to reread or get confused while reading. If you do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help me out, and I do appreciate it. Now, easy back. Let's get to it. Everybody get your fucking hands up. So, to start the video off, let's talk about the different parties and their goals. Now, the main party, Shiki. Shiki mainly wants to save the robots from getting destroyed by Shura through the all-link system. And by doing that, he has to stop Shura and destroy the all-link system. So that's currently what he's trying to do. But the main goal is still to stop Ziggy. Shura is more of like the current goal that needs to be taking place before Ziggy, only because there's a 3-day limit, which could be important. But Ziggy is still his main goal, and he wants to stop Ziggy because Ziggy, he has personal relationship with Ziggy, and grandfather grandson relationship, and Ziggy's turning evil, messed up a lot. So Shiki's alright, it's kind of my job to stop you from just wilding out. So 2 goals: Shura needs to be stopped to save the robots, and Ziggy needs to be stopped for his own personal goal. Now, the Eden Zero, currently, they are in charge of breaking the all-link system while Shiki is stopping Shura. And they're going to attack the force field while detached force, probably with like Jin, Hamura cleaning them, will go underground through a side ship and break the all-link system through there. They also might get help with like Oasis and stuff like that. So that's what the Eden Zero, the ship, wants to do. And if we move on to Shura, Shura wants to stop Ziggy. Like, that's his main thing. And he's using the all-link system to try and bait Ziggy as well as destroy all the robots, because Ziggy wants the robots to have a revolution. And using the all-link system to do that is a pretty good way. So it's almost a fight for the all-link system between Shura and Ziggy. But yeah, Shura mainly wants to destroy Ziggy. That's his main goal. But of course, obstacles are in his way, so he has to destroy them too. Obstacles such as Eraser, and then now Shiki. So that's mainly what Shura is planning. The Interstellar. Now, the Interstellar, they want everybody. Like, they want to get out Shura, they want to get out Nero, they want to get out Ziggy, and they want to get out Elsie. So, I mean, they are the cops, and these are pirates. So, makes sense. Eraser, specifically, a member of the Interstellar, he currently wants to destroy Shura and destroy the all-link system. And Jaguar and Justice are en route to Nero because they want to destroy Nero, not Shura. Nero is like their main goal, but Shura is like their current kind of, okay, I have to stop Shura. Like I said, the 3-day limit, they want to get rid of Shura first, only because they prioritize, that time limit. Whereas Nero, they can take out Nero at any time. So Jaguar and Justice, if they do end up, on screen and lasting a long time, you can expect them to pretty much aim for Nero over Shura. But Shura is taking priority, as I mentioned, mainly now from everyone's like big plans. Then we have Oasis. Oasis is the revolutionary force, and they also want to take out Nero. But Shura, as I mentioned, is kind of wilding out, and they have a 3-day limit to destroy Shura. So they're like, okay, let's push our main goals back and take on Shura now. Right now, Oasis are in space, kind of stalling the ships, but we can expect them to eventually get through and probably help the detachment force enter the all-link system and help destroy it. Ziggy has mentioned that he has no hesitation when it comes to taking out Shiki. Like, his memory stuff, he kind of briefly talked about it a bit. It's still up in the air what exactly happened, but he has no bad feelings. He has full conviction, all that, to take away Shiki's life. So Don't think there'll be some hesitation, none of that. Like, Ziggy actually wants to take him out. And he said he wants Nero's empire. So we know that after, it's not just the robot revolution he wants, he also wants to gain what Nero has built, which is, Nero Empire that expands the whole Owl Cosmos. So if he does pull this off, Ziggy's going to be in a really good position when it comes to just overall power in the series. So that's Ziggy's plan. He wants the Nero's Empire, and he will definitely destroy whoever's in his way, Elsie included, Shiki included. Ziggy also has his own version of the Shining Stars, which, from what we've seen, are actually stronger than our version of the Shining Stars, which is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But yeah, Ziggy, he's stacked. He is stacked. And he also wants the all-link system. So Ziggy, all-link system, Nero's Empire, and he'll take away anyone in his way, including Shiki, Elsie. He has none of those like good feelings left of, maybe I don't want to fight, none of that. And then finally Elsie. Elsie solely just wants Ziggy. Like, that's pretty much what she's here for. She doesn't really care too much about Nero or Shura, none of that. Ziggy, as mentioned, Foresta has been her goal, even a bit before Foresta. So if Elsie does show up, expect her to be pretty much Ziggy focused. But of course, if she sees her friends and stuff hurt, she'll jump in. But mainly, she's after Ziggy. So that's pretty much, the main parties. You have to kind of know and their goals, what they want, what they're trying to do. And yeah, now let's move on to like the strength or like the power scaling and just characters to watch out for. So power scaling wise and stuff like that, you just gotta know that first off, Goodwin is strong. Like, Goodwin, right? His size alone made him take out like huge battleships with no powers. Keep in mind, Goodwin has yet to use any ether powers, and from his feats so far has mainly just been kind of side feats. He hasn't been the main focus. Mashima's keeping it very low key and very slick. But Goodwin has taken out so many soldiers, giant ships. From Shiki would need maybe a named attack or maybe some very, very huge like feat of gravity to do what Goodwin can just do casually, base form. And we have no clue what his ether powers are. So really watch out for Goodwin. Goodwin can honestly end up one of the strongest characters currently in the series. So hey, watch out for that guy. Oceans are super strong. Like, Oceans are Nero's super elite force, and it has been stated that Nero's our empire is the biggest. So Oceans, watch out for Oceans. Oceans most likely will fight literally whoever. It could be Justice's right hand man, Elsie's right hand man, maybe Homura and them, whoever they fight. Just expect a really good match, because the Oceans have been stated over and over by Justice himself. So Justice, the same guy that sleeps on everybody, kind of puts respect on the Ocean. So we have no clue how strong they are, but man, keep an eye out. Now the easy main team, right? Like Eden Zero's main team, Zenolith has trained a lot of these guys, so expect buffs from everyone. I'll talk about Rebecca and Shiki just a bit later. But Homura, we know her powers. She uses bladed weapons, mostly the sword, but in Foresta she brought out the Wolverine claws. So in this arc, we could expect something else. She might bring out different weapons, stuff like that. And Zenolith has trained them to break out of like bondage and stuff like that. So her ether powers have definitely improved. You just gotta see it. So if Homura busts out some crazy bladed weapon you've never seen before, don't come acting surprised. Like, this is just her thing. Weiss, his arsenal might have gone better. His marksmanship might have gone better. His ether powers of just manipulating machinery, that might have gone better too, since everyone kind of just overall improved. Clean as well. Clean has always been strong. She was one of Draken's, top guys. And yeah, Clean as well got some buffs, so who knows. Clean probably unlocked some stuff. I wouldn't even be surprised if she got like a semi overdrive or something, since Jin has it. And yeah, Jin has, as I just mentioned, a semi overdrive that we haven't seen since Belial's core, but he has it. So when Jin uses overdrive, don't be like, what the, like he has overdrive, or a semi overdrive. So I could expect that same kind of semi overdrive, or maybe even boosted all the way up to overdrive now, like the real one. Who really knows? But yeah, then we kind of go to Rebecca. Now Rebecca has finally been stated to be the weakest member, even though like her on paper feats have been pretty damn good. Like in Foresta, you will catch me saying she's probably a bit stronger than Weiss, just off her feats alone. But yeah, Rebecca, on paper, she's the weakest when it comes to using Ether, which makes sense. Everyone else has a good history of fights and fighting, whereas she doesn't. But the witch has been training her secretly, as well as Ivory, and even Zenolith kind of pulled her to the side to give her some extra training, and they want to boost Rebecca. The witch says she wants to make Rebecca a chrono witch, which is a pretty high status when it comes to witches and witch culture in general. And Zenolith has also been hinting like, yo, like if Rebecca like ends up like saucy, her powers could really come in clutch. So, and they did skip the training, so we don't exactly know what she unlocked, but we can expect, maybe a higher degree of manipulation when it comes to her time powers and stuff like that. Marksmanship probably got a bit better, stuff like that. And we also saw how clutch she was with the Draken arc. I don't know if she'll do something similar here, but I can expect like a big kind of movement with her and her powers just based on the hints Machima's been given. So keep an eye out on Rebecca. She might end up surprising you yet again. So yeah, keep an eye out. Then don't forget Shura. Now Shiki was flexing on Shura in 141. Like we all saw it. But don't forget, Shura mainly is his overdrive that makes him as high as he is. When Shiki used overdrive back in Foresta and beat that one guy from the Beast Commando squad, he was like, wow, that's it? Shura's overdrive is crazy. Yours is a bit so until Shura uses his overdrive, that will really be when we see Shura like flex his stuff. Because even among other overdrives, Shura's a different level. So just keep that in mind. Shura's overdrive is definitely gonna be something crazy. And now let's kind of move to Shiki. Okay, Shiki, people are getting kind of this misconception between Shiki and Shura, because Shura has pretty much been taught the very basics of gravity, and then from those basics, because of his talent alone, he ends up really pushing it to who he is today. So that's on a different level of genius and talent that no one has like seen, But don't forget that no matter how talented you are, if you're self-trained, you're always going to be behind someone that has been taught by gravity masters. Because the one thing is that you have to figure out everything by yourself, but gravity masters have already mastered the power, so they can just tell you what to do. And that's the advantage Shiki currently has. He has been trained by two, not just one, two gravity masters, Ziggy and Zenolith. So the fact that he's been trained by two of them gives Shiki a good advantage over Shura currently. Even though I'm not saying that Shiki's currently stronger, he just down the line most likely will have more potential, just because he's been trained by two gravity masters and Shura lacks that knowledge that Shiki probably has now. So don't be surprised if Shiki ends up so strong, he knows all these techniques. Zenolith, like the two best people you can possibly get for gravity, has taught Shiki. So don't be too surprised when Shiki starts wilding out with gravity. And another thing is that Shiki has this black sky technique Zenolith mentioned before. Well, Zenolith said he would teach him it. So this technique already sounds broken. I mean, black sky, I could just imagine gravity just warping the sky, sucking everything in. Like, who knows, bro? But yeah, black sky looks like it's gonna be dangerous. And then the way Zenolith was talking, it looks like it might be that like super rare max bar kind of move. So I'm excited for it. I want to see what it does. And it's probably a move Shura doesn't know. Like I said, he had no teachers. So, and that's impressive in itself, that he can do that with no teachers. Because we can imagine Shiki with no teachers, he probably won't do anything. So yeah, Shiki, we also saw him using that new technique that Ziggy taught him back in the earlier chapters with Elsie when he was fighting Elsie's clone. So now he might use another kind of technique. So I want to see where that goes. And as well as, don't forget, Zenolith told Shiki he wants Shiki to beat Ziggy. So Zenolith he was training Shiki with the goal of stopping Ziggy. So who knows how much Zenolith taught Shiki, because to beat Ziggy is not going to be easy, so he probably taught Shiki something crazy. But yeah, and also keep an eye out on Shiki, of course MC, but Ziggy said that Shiki is a threat to the cosmos. We don't really know why, but he was found on Feather apparently, And yeah, being found on Feather alone is already kind of oof. But yeah, being a threat to the cosmos, we don't know why he's a threat to the cosmos. Maybe he has something that's just wild, and we could see that this arc. Who knows? So just keep an eye out. If Shiki just ends up doing something crazy or wild that could really affect some stuff, it could be this threat to the cosmos Ziggy's talking about. And then as well as this idea of dark gravity, right? Like Shura mentioned when Shiki pulled up, he was like, "What is this dark gravity?" Mentioning Shiki. So we can assume that Shiki kind of moved up, a level when it comes to gravity powers and stuff like that. Of course, he's trying not to fall into dark gravity, but Mashima definitely has to explain more in depth, like what exactly dark gravity is and the difference between them and stuff like that. But from what we can tell, Shiki pretty much leveled up his gravity, that even Shura can kind of sense something different. But yeah, we'll watch out for those. Those are the kind of people you have to watch out for. As well as Oasis. Oasis have been confirmed. I already spoke on Goodwin, but even Goodwin's top people have all been said to be pretty strong from the Shining Stars, just seeing them fight. So yeah, just watch out for all of them. Now let's kind of get into potential plot lines, relevant information, and some theories. So one theory I've been kind of looking at is the chance that Ijuna is most likely the Princess of Oasis, right? But the reason why I say that is because the commander for Shura's ship saw Ijuna in like the top commanding like headquarters, listening to their plans, because Ijuna is Shura's secretary right now, and he was kind of like, Shura, I don't think it's a good idea to have your consort be here. And then Shura says, like, oh, she's my secretary, it's good. Oh, but she used to be ... And then Shura kind of got mad that he kept talking back and then killed him. Damn. But that kind of stuck with me. Kind of like, she used to be what? And then next chapter, we get this whole lore about the Princess of Oasis. She was indomitable, bright face, yada yada yada, but Shura ends up killing her. So I'm like, okay. There should be a chance that Ijuna is this person, because from what it sounds like, the princess went to Shura to get like her fallen comrades and then got killed. So it didn't seem like the guys talking about her death was actually there, and it didn't seem like they buried her. Of course, that could still happen, but it just wasn't like confirmed. But Ijuna, right? Like, let's say her death was fake. Like, Shura faked her death and then made her work for her. Given Shura's personality, this is very possible. The only person that would know that Ijuna didn't actually die and was actually working for Shura would be Shura himself and the team around Shura. And the commander was part of that team around Shura. So the fact that the commander was like, I don't think it's a good idea to let this girl hear what we're talking about, because she used to be, and if what he wanted to say was used to be an enemy, used to be, the enemy princess, yada yada yada. Everything adds up. Literally everything adds up. So just kind of keep an eye out on Ijuna. Ijuna could really end up hoeing Shura in the future, and then don't be like, where did this come from? Like, the seeds are there, but of course she could just be a secretary. That's very possible. They did say she was killed, but I think that there's a good chance that she could be a potential spy. So just keep it on Ijuna. Just watch what she's doing, see, what she's kind of plotting. Next, Laguna and Goodwin. There's a potential plotline that gotta be handled, because we still don't know exactly what went down. It looks like Laguna betrayed them, but we don't know how. Maybe they expected Laguna to come help, but Laguna didn't show up. He went somewhere else. Maybe Laguna thought the plan would fail, so he just dipped. Who really knows? But Goodwin, he said he's finally working with Shiki and them, but he just does not like Laguna. He's a deserter, yada. So we gotta get that handled. We don't know how, if they keep butting heads, that can interfere with the mission, stuff like that. So just keep an eye out on Laguna, Goodwin. That whole backstory could be really good. Now, Laguna, he honestly has a red flag due to this Princess Ijuna thing, because Weiss kind of broke it down what Laguna's gonna do, because Laguna, like, he has to pretend he has no plan, right? A guy with no goals. But we find out that his goal was actually to stop Nero, most likely for revenge for Arjuna. And he used Draken for that. And the wife said, oh, couldn't you just be in the Interstellar Army? He said, if I had the education, yeah. So he pretty much confirmed that that was his goal. And then Wife's like, hey, don't drag us into your problems, because keep in mind, Shiki only wants Shura to save the robots and Ziggy because of his own personal vendetta. He does not have beef with Nero. He has no reason to really fight Nero. Shiki himself never mentioned fighting Nero once, you know? So, but because of Laguna can honestly drag, you know, Team EZ to go fight a battle they don't want to fight. And that's why Weiss is getting in his way right now, like, yo, don't do that. So, now that that's up in the air, if Laguna is put in a situation where he has to pick between the princess and Team EZ, most likely picking the princess. So just keep an eye on Laguna. His loyalty isn't 100%, you know, and he has this whole princess thing going on. So he's iffy. He's iffy. We're not too sure where he's gonna go, but just keep an eye on Laguna. See what he does. See how he moves. Next, there's this ash outside the barrier that Mashima has been kind of playing with, right? He won't tell us exactly what it is. He's saying there's unknown elements, and he's saying that if you stay there for too long, something will happen, but we don't exactly know what. So currently, Shura and Shiki are outside, so the ash is there, but you have to be there for a while. But like I said, we don't know what the ash does. So honestly, like, this ash could do anything. So if we do kind of see some weird stuff happening to the characters that was exposed to this ash, yeah, don't be too surprised. You know, like, the ash was said to do something that we don't really know. So just keep that in mind. And then next is the all-link system. Now, the all-link system, the main basis of it is that every few years, the planets in our cosmos, right? Like, there's water pretty much everywhere. Like, there's water, like, on top of the planets, below the planets. I mean, it's fantasy. Marshmallow just doing whatever the fuck he wants. But the planets themselves have their own ether atmosphere, right? So no matter how much water, your planet could be drowned in water. It doesn't matter, because the ether atmosphere in your planet is what's making you breathe. So the water can get in because of that ether atmosphere. The all-link system is when every single planet in our cosmos is drowned by this ocean. And then when they're drowned by this ocean, ether and electricity all link up. Like, they're all like every single planet is all linked up in that one ocean. Electricity spreads everywhere, links the planet, and then that's the all-link system. Now, the reason why it's so dangerous is because Shura, right, most likely wants to do like some anti-robot, I don't know, maybe technique, move, machine, whatever, on one planet, right? And because of the all-link system, the electricity and ether linking everything, it will spread through it and then end up destroying every single planet, or ends up destroying the robots in every single planet, because he does it on one planet, then boom, it just spreads away. And then Ziggy might be trying to do the opposite. The same thing he did to Foresta with the virus. He might be trying to use the all-link system, put the virus on one planet, and then it will spread everywhere. Like, if the all-link system happened in Foresta, putting it on Foresta, the ether and electricity linked to Foresta and another planet, it might be able to spread and then infect everybody. That could be how it works. We're not exactly confirmed, but I feel like that's where Mashima's going with it. So this all-link system is dangerous. So that's why everyone's trying to destroy it, to make sure no one has access to affecting every single planet at once. Like, if you want to do what you want to do, you have to go one planet at a time. Another thing people got to remember is these relics, right? These relics, as long as it was on Feather, it's a relic. So don't expect they gotta be like a Chaos Emerald or something. You know, there gotta be some shiny jewelry or some shiny ring. It could be a soda can. As long as that soda can was on Feather before, then it's fair game. So every planet we go to, we kind of need relics. So relics are always important. So, you know, just keep an eye out. You know, if you see, you know, some fight for the relics, don't be surprised. You know, everyone wants these relics. A lot of people want to go to Feather. So that's just how it is. And then I mentioned this a bit earlier, but the Owl Empire is the biggest org in the Galactica. So no other organization is as big as what Nero has done in the Owl Cosmos. So this is good info to know, because Galactica down the line, we know for a fact they won't be this big. But Eraser said he's not the scariest member. So you can take that any way you will. You know, maybe that guy's powers is scarier than Nero's powers. Maybe he might have less numbers, but they can do something else that, who knows? But, you know, whoever that guy's talking about, wow. You know, these Galactica, they're a good group. They're a good group. And then last thing will be Nero's dice. Now, when Nero's dice is iffy, right? Because Nero himself said the dice has never missed. 1,000 for 1,000. A trillion for a trillion. He has never missed once with the dice. And that dice made him rule the entire Owl Cosmos in one generation. That's hard to do. That's hard to do. So that this dice looks like it's certified. And the thing is, people forget that the true goal of the dice that Nero did was that Nero said he wants to know Ziggy's true intentions and what happened to Ziggy. Took the dice, rolled it, and then the dice told him, let Shura take over. So he never said, I want to win dice. You know, he never said that. He wants to know Ziggy's true goal and what happened to him. So Mashima might be going down that route, that Shura doing what he's doing will end up exposing to Nero why Ziggy is doing this, what happened to him, his true intention, because that's what he wanted. And I know later down the line he did say that, you know, with this dice I'll never lose, stuff like that. But just know that on screen, what he rolled the dice for was just to know Ziggy's true intention. That's pretty much it. And the random facts will just be, these really don't matter, but Pascal's button, we still don't know what that does. It could be a universe altering button, we really don't know. Ashman's just playing with us. But yeah, that's there. You know, just keep that in mind. If he happens to press to this arc, I really doubt he will. But if he does, he'll do something crazy. But yeah, it's there. And then Shiki's goggles are X-ray goggles. I just gotta mention this just in case. Kamashima probably forgot. But yeah, like he can see through things with those goggles. He never uses them. But if he does decide to use them, don't be like, yo, what the? Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. But yeah, that's pretty much the main stuff you gotta know for this upcoming arc. This upcoming arc, I have a good feeling it'll be a really great one. You know, there's a lot of parties I like here. Interstellars, they're really balling out right now. And Nero, I'm really excited for Nero because his backstory might go so hard. It's crazy. One generation, he created everything. So I can't wait. This arc is gonna be good, and I hope you guys enjoy as much as I do because I know I'm gonna enjoy this. So thank you guys for watching so far. You know, hopefully y'all enjoyed the recap, and if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out and it keeps me going. So if you do, I appreciate you. Thank you again, and catch y'all later. Peace.